Hello and welcome to the August 2013's Gaming PC Builds of the Month, brought to you by NoobComputerBuild.com. My name is Corey. This month we have the usual $600 build, $1,000 build, and $1,500 build. And hopefully this month everybody will be able to hear me a little better, as I do have my microphone set up again. So hopefully that's all good to go. Now getting started. With the $600 build this month, I went again with the AMD FX 6300 for the second month in a row. This is the 6-core edition of the FX series AMD processors, which is really good for a low budget build, I think, for a $600 build. And furthermore, you can overclock this pretty high, which is also another plus for a budget build, so you can still get more performance out of the base stock speeds of the processor. For the motherboard, we have the ASRock MB97D-EX4 motherboard. I have switched from the previous Gigabyte one, as the prices on that one did get pretty high as of late, and therefore it's no longer worth the recommendation. So I went with the ASRock one, and this one's actually not bad, for a budget build. This $89.99 ASRock board actually supports Crossfire or SLI if you wanted to, which is good for if you wanted to upgrade later and add another graphics card to get more performance, or right now if you wanted to. So it has that potential if you ever want that to put, and you have money later, say. And also, moving on, we have the PowerColor Radeon HD 7850 2GB graphics card for $159.99. This is good. I have upped from the previous graphics card, as price is allowed this month, so which is good news. Again, and you will see in the alternatives for this build, you can add 2 of these if you wanted to as an upgrade option. For the RAM, we have 8GB Corsair Vengeance Blue, 1600 MHz RAM, DDR3 for $64.99. We have the usual Western Digital Caviar Blue 500GB hard drive for $55.06 this month, and we have again, the Corsair Builder Series 500-watt power supply for $49.99. This is probably one of the best in its class for the budget range and other, when compared to other power supplies within this price and wattage. We have a very standard computer case this month, but I like to say that the lowest budget build I always try to focus as much on the performance as I can, but so this is a very generic case for $29.99. It's the Apex Computer Technology PC389C ATX Tower. Nothing special. It's cheap, and it will do what it needs to do. Moving on, we have the Samsung optical drive for $20.11. If you can find a cheaper optical drive, by all means, go for it. As last month, I believe the same optical drive was $16. Overall, the estimated price should come right around to, it actually came right around to on Amazon.com to $600 this month, so which is great. We're right on budget. Moving on, some alternatives I have laid out as per usual for this build. If you wanted to up the processor to, say, an 8-core FX 8320, you can for $144.99. It was reduced by a little bit since last month. You can crossfire with another PowerColor Radeon HD 7850 2GB card for $159.99. Or, like I said, the build comes with a really generic case, so you can get a slightly better case, better look. Generally, you'll pay a little more for the cases that look a little better, as well that have more features. So in this case, I recommend the InWin Development ATX Gamer Chassis, which comes for $59.99. It's a pretty good case, especially for the price, and I think it looks kind of cool. It's a nice white, funky look to it. And or if you want more hard drive space, you can just up the Western Digital drive to a 1TB one for $62.99. Moving on to the $1,000 gaming PC build. This month, the build should come out to well under budget. It comes out to right now $967, which can allow for shipping costs if you like to think that way, or upgrading if you want after the build. All right. As per last month, I introduced the Haswell processors into the builds, and again, for the $1,000 build, we have the Intel i5 4670K quad-core processor, very overclockable. and one of the best right now for gaming, coming in at $219. I do not recommend I do recommend a cooler if you're going to be overclocking the 4670. However, I do not include one in the base build as it will push us over budget or just over budget. But if you want, you can add a Hyper 212 Evo CPU cooler, which is also listed in the alternatives below, which I do recommend if you start overclocking right away. For the motherboard, again, we have the MSI gaming series G45Z87 motherboard for $154.99. Very cool looking board. Has a ton of features. You can SLI, I think it has a few PCI Express ports, 3.0. You can up the RAM to about 32 gigabytes, and there's a whole whack of other features that you can see. If you go to, there's a link below, and if you go to my article here, I have a few links to, I think, a review and the actual MSI site where they list the features for the board. Moving on, we have a new graphics card this month, the VGA GeForce GTX 760 2GB graphics card, which is better than the previous card included in the build and cheaper. It comes in at $249.99, which is why we come in a little under budget this month. Moving on, we have the Corsair Vengeance Blue 8GB, which is two 4GB sticks of 1600 MHz RAM, as per seen in the 600 build as well, for $64.99. We have the 1TB Western Digital Blue for $62.99. Plenty of space in a hard drive here. You can always add more hard drives if you like. As you can see, I don't include a solid state drive as this would push us way over budget. But again, I include some suggestions in the alternatives as well. You can look at the $1,500 build if you want to add one and you have a little cash now or later on. For power supply, we have the Corsair Enthusiast Series 650 watt power supply here. It's the slightly modular version for $104.99. The computer case I recommend this month is the Corsair Carbide Series 330R Quiet Mid-Tower computer case. It's relatively new, comes in at $89. It's a very minimalistic looking case. It's sleek. It's kind of the type of cases I like. It has foaming inside that will keep it even quieter than other cases, and it has a few other features. Again, you can go to the Corsair Carbide series, the Corsair site, if you want to read more on the case. And finally, the same optical drive as all the builds, the Samsung optical drive here, $20.11. And the estimated price comes out to $967. For some of the, first, I included the video for the MSI Gaming Series motherboard only because I think they did a terrible job, but it's funny nonetheless. The guy, he's very enthusiastic about the board. However, just watch it and if you want and get a little bit of a laugh. I just quote here this. He explains at one part that this feature really got his juices flowing. This is exciting. But anyways, I got a laugh out of it. And so for the alternatives for the $1,000 gaming PC build, we have a solid state drive if you like, $107.03, Crucial M4, 128 gigabytes, nothing too special. You can upgrade your graphics card to the same one that is included in the $1,500 build. It's the MSI GTX 770 2GB card for $400. Add a cooler if you want to start overclocking. The Hyper 212 Evo CPU cooler comes in at about $32.70 right now. Or you can also SLI with another EVGA GTX 760 card, a graphics card if you want, which would be, you'd add another $249 to the base price of the build. Moving on to the $1,500 gaming PC build of the month. The build comes in at $1,498, right on budget, $2 under budget, however you want to look at it. This is the ultimate build of the month, and I hope you enjoy. For the processor, we have the same as the $1,000 build with. It's the new Haswell Intel Core i5-4670 quad-core processor for $219.99. Again, you can overclock the heck out of this thing, and I have included a new CPU cooler this month, the Noctura NH U14S for $79.95. I included this one as it came out on top in Tom's Hardware's 9 big air coolers for Intel's Haswell CPUs reviewed, and out of those 9, this Noctura came out on top for efficiency and cooling awesomeness. The motherboard this month I have changed to an ASRock Z87 Extreme 6. It's one of the most popular ones right now for the Haswell, in the Z87 realm of motherboards and the Haswell processor, for the Haswell processors, sorry. Comes in at $189.99. It has everything you'd need. It has, in my opinion, you wouldn't need much else out of a motherboard. But anyways, it's one of the higher reviewed ones right now. And if you want to read more on it, you can check out the site here. Graphics card, as I said before, we have the GTX 770 MSI graphics card for $400, $399.99 to be specific. For RAM, we have a 16 gigabyte kit of two 8 gigabyte sticks of 1600 megahertz RAM coming in at $119.99. This is the Crucial Ballistics Sport Edition RAM. We have the 1 terabyte Western Digital hard drive coming in at $65.26. And we have the included solid state drive is one of the highest rated right now, is the Samsung Electronics 840 Pro series. The Pro series has faster read and write speeds, and this comes in at $229.99 for this 256 gigabyte solid state drive. The included power supply this month, I switched up to an FX Pro 750 watt power supply that only comes in at $99.99. This is a very good power supply, not the best out in the market. However, some of the power supplies have raised in prices this month. And as you can see, it's the same price as the one in the Corsair one I include in the $1,000 build. So you can use the one from the $1,000 build if you like, or sorry, vice versa. You can use this one in the $1,000 build if you like, but I'll leave it up to you, as this is 750 watts. It's more than you'll need in the $1,000 build, even a little more than you need in this build. However, it comes in at the same price, so it's up to you. The case I include this month is a very unique new Corsair case. It's the Corsair Carbide Series Air 540 PC case. It comes in at $139.99 here. This is a high airflow case, but what I like about it is the unique shape and design of it. As you can see, it's kind of a cube. It has a full window on the side, so you can view the whole build. Yet, even though it's kind of a cube, it's a full ATX size case, and it will fit a lot in it. You can SLI or crossfire your graphics cards and still have room. You can include a big air cooler for your processor. To me, it's one of the cooler cases out right now. And moving on, again, the Samsung optical drive coming in at $20.11. Overall, the whole build should come out to $1,498 currently. And finally, we have the alternatives or additions for the $1,500 build. Say you want an i7 processor instead of the i5 4670K. Here's the Intel Core i7 4770K quad-core Intel processor for $329.99. If you prefer liquid CPU cooling, you can get this Corsair Hydro series liquid CPU cooler at H100i for about $100. You can SLI if you're crazy and go with another $400 GTX 770 MSI card, or if you want a larger solid state drive, or if you just want to use a solid state drive and get rid of the Western Digital one included, you could just go with this Samsung 840 Pro series 512 gigabyte solid state drive, which comes in at $449.99. All right, that does it for this month's builds. I will link in the video, even though it's too late now, it's the end of the video, but I will link to the specific builds, to the $1,600 and the $1,500 builds within the video. However, if you want to read more about the hardware, I do just go into more detail on the blog here at noobcomputerbuild.com, which is linked in the description. As well, in the description, I do have links to all the hardware, and feel free to either leave a comment here on the site or right here on the video. Thank you, and I hope to see you all again next month.